It is the dawn of a new chapter in one of the greatest rivalries in college sports. South Carolina Gamecocks versus the Clemson Tigers in college club boxing. We're here at the Battle Boxing Gym in Columbia, South Carolina. The first time these two clubs, these two organizations are taking each other on. It's going to be a great day. I'm Calvin DeLude, joined by Devin Bright here on my right, and really excited. We got a great slate of fights. Devin, you want to break down what the action we're going to be seeing today?
Yeah, no, for sure. We have 12 fights. Also, all of them should be great. You know, we have 3 2-minute rounds per fight, you know, and the first 6 are already on the slate, and the winners of each one will then go on to a championship round. This should be really awesome for sure.
Yeah, I'm very excited. You know, it's the 7th time this South Carolina club boxing team has had this tournament, but the first time they've been able to play another school, and it's pretty awesome that it happens to be against the Clemson Tigers, you know, one of the best rivalries in college sports. Very excited to bring it to you guys here. Stay with us here live at SGTV at USC. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here at SGTV. I'm Calvin DeLude, joined by Devin Bright. I mean, Devin, we are here for an incredible opportunity, an incredible event for this South Carolina club boxing team. It's the first time that in the history of this tournament that they're able to face off against another school.
Yeah, and as you said earlier, you know, what an opportunity it is to have it against Clemson, right? You know,
yeah, exactly.
Storied rivalry should be really fun.
Yeah, so we have 6 introductory fights, and then we have a USC versus USC match in the 7th fight. So we see 6 Gamecock versus Clemson, and then after that, might see some school-on-school battles as we go into the the championship rounds. But we're starting off with a 155-pound fight with Ben Vidonic, 5'7", 147 in the South Carolina corner versus Zach Fogle in the Clemson corner. Should be a great fight. A solid turnout here at the Battle Boxing Gym in Columbia, South Carolina. Got a bunch of fighters in the back, but a full stands worth of people here. Should be a great time.
Absolutely.
Now, as we get set for the fight, just waiting for things to get rolling here. I think we're pretty much all set. Got the judges table on our left, got the whole media team in our right, and yeah, very, very excited for this. I think the team president's about to hop up and announce his first fight. As we heard, we got Ben Vidonic in the red corner for the Gamecocks and Zach Fogle in the blue corner for the Clemson Tigers. First fight on the day. I mean, you can just tell there's a buzz in the building and excitement in the air, and very excited for this as we get underway. So we have the president of the Gamecock Boxing Club as the referee, the official, for the fights today. And, yeah, I mean, just a lot of excitement in this room today, Devin. Very excited.
Absolutely. Let's get it started.
First fight of the day, 155-pound match, and we are underway here at the Battle Boxing Gym. Good right hook there to start by Fogle. Fogle pressing Vidonic into the corner. And a nice uppercut there from him.
Vidonic started out in the orthodox, switched to the southpaw. We'll see how this goes for him.
Vidonic up against the ropes here. Fogle just staying patient and a good shot to the ribs. Dancing around here. Fogle doing a good job controlling the center, but now Vidonic able to press him into the corner. Gets one good shot, another. Tapping clubs trying to create some separation here. Fogle with a bit of a pump fake there. Now gets him up against the ropes. Vidonic landing most of the hits, but Fogle controlling territory here in the ring. And a good weave there from Vidonic, able to miss out on a punch, but a good right hook. And now, able to get some shots to the head there. As we mentioned, we have 3 rounds, 2 minutes each round. And Vidonic with a nice punch there. Good shot to the head. Fogle with a miss. Vidonic responds with a left hook to the face. And a nice duck there to get out of that one.
Vidonic's staying active, moving. It's good for him.
Tries a right shot to the face. That one doesn't land. Fogle still controlling territory. Tries a low body shot. Doesn't hit. And a big piece of this fight so far is just creating separation and trying to get good territory in the ring. Fogle with a nice shot there to Vidonic. Gets a shot to the ribs, but Vidonic responds with a few to the face. Big punch there from Fogle. And a nice right hook there from Zach Fogle. Little left-hand jab. And that is going to do it for round one. An exciting one to start.
Yeah, very active.
What'd you see there, Devin, from both sides?
Yeah, I thought Fogle got out swinging early, came out swinging, but Vidonic really was able to turn the tables in the middle of the round. I'll tell you what, 2 minutes does not sound like a long time. When you're here in the moment, it's a long time. A lot can change really quickly.
And they jump right into round two, and it came out swinging. Fogle with a few good punches, but Vidonic responding there. Good right hook from Zach Fogle. All right, yeah, so we were wrong. That's the end of the first round. First beep, just a warning. But, yeah, no, I mean, a lot of intensity picked up there towards the end of the first round.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know, I'd say Fogle, we're seeing kind of a 50-50 split between what's working well for each boxer. Zach Fogle doing a good job controlling territory, creating separation, but anytime Vidonic gets hit, he responds with 2 or 3 good jabs, and that's been working out really well for him so far. Yeah,
no, for sure. I think Vidonic's really been able to hit the big punches when he needs to, back Fogle up when he needs to, and it's been an active fight for sure so far.
Yeah, Fogle's been doing a good job of getting him into the corner, pressing him up against the ropes, but Vidonic not letting him really stay active against him.
For sure.
Also, some great movement from him. We saw him slip out of a few good punches from Fogle and able to stay strong there. So really entertaining. I'd say 50-50 split in that first round.
Yeah, hard for the judges to call that one.
I'm saying once again the importance of creating separation. Starting with just a few and a solid right hook from Fogle. Tries the left-hand jab, right-hand jab from Vidonic. Looking for the open body shot, trying to set up that right hook to the face. Tries the left-hand jab. Vidonic able to recover quickly with a good right-hand jab. Now we're seeing a switch here with Vidonic kind of controlling the center of the ring. A good 1-2 combo. Leading with the right foot, tries a 1-2. Doesn't hit, and a good punch to the mouth. The mouthpiece is on the ring, and we are going to have a quick pause from the referee, but a good job there by Ben Vidonic.
Yeah, no, great shot.
Yeah, great shot right to the center of the face. Mouthpiece goes flying. Touch gloves, we're right back in it. And another great hit to the head. Vidonic with some great accuracy this round. Ducks out of that punch. And another good shot to the face. Good combination there from Fogle, but Vidonic responds with 2 good left hooks to the face and a good right hand there. Body shots from Fogle. Nearing the ending of round 2. Vidonic up against the ropes. Zach Fogle with a miss there. Good duck from Ben Vidonic. 1-2 body punch. Vidonic creates separation. The crowd getting on their feet. A few body punches from Fogle. Vidonic up against the ropes. A few heavy hooks. Now creating separation towards the center of the ring. Good left hand to the face. And that will do it for round 2. A big statement round from the Gamecocks, Ben Vidonic.
Absolutely. The round started out a little slower than the first one, but really Vidonic was able to control the pace throughout. I think Fogle was able to get a couple shots, there late, but really controlled there by Vidonic for sure.
Yeah, Fogle, I believe a last-minute replacement. It was supposed to fight somebody else, and just got word this morning that it was going to be Fogle in the Clemson corner. But like I said, a statement round for Ben Vidonic with a lot of great hits, ducking out of Fogle's hits, and you really just saw a momentum swift there when he was able to get that mouthpiece out. But one more round remaining here. 2 more minutes to crown our winner of fight 1.
Yeah. Vidonic a switch hitter, but I think the southpaw is really working for him. Really helped him be active in that second round.
Yeah, doing a good job leading with that right foot, just creating separation, just with these little jabs up against the gloves of Fogle, and then setting up that left hook. And it's been working great for him today. Here we go, round 3. To crown our first winner of the day. Dancing around in the middle of the ring. Vidonic with the first solid punch gets a good land on the face, but a nice body shot from Fogle. Fogle dancing around with him, but Vidonic tries to go low, but Fogle meets him, now gets a few good shots to the face, but Vidonic responds with a good one on the left hook. Great body shot from Fogle. Vidonic now getting him up to the ropes. You can hear the Clemson coach trying to get him back towards the center of the ring. Tries with the right hand jab. Looking for the right hook. He gets a solid one there, but Vidonic responds, creating some separation. Ducks out of that one, and now we'll tie him up. Referee will call him the break. Gets right back to the action. Starts with a left hand jab from Fogle, trying to set up the body shot, but Vidonic responds with a nice hit to the head. Good left hand hook. Now we near the ending of round 3. Fogle trying to make a statement here at the end, but Vidonic responds with a few good hits. Fogle not able to land a good one. Vidonic jumps out of it and hits him right in the face with a left hook. Ben Vidonic, another strong right. Body shots from Fogle. Vidonic stands tall. Ducks out of another hit, and that will do it for round 3. If my money was on it, I'd say Ben Vidonic came away victorious, but we'll see what the officials say.
I got to tell you, bro, I am so impressed with Vidonic's movement, man. That's insane, yeah.
Yeah, he did a phenomenal job at ducking out of Fogle. He came in with some strong hits, and you can see both of them definitely fatigued after that action, but what an opening to this tournament. That was just an absolutely great fight. We'll see what the judges say about it. I think we have the official statement here to be announced in just a moment. Yeah, as we take a second, but I mean, you saw towards the end when that warning buzzer rang, Fogle tried to go in and land a few heavy punches, but Vidonic would not let that happen. Anything he threw at him, he was able to get out and respond with 1 or 2 good punches of his own. So really impressive finish for Ben Vidonic. You know, halfway through that second round, and now we get our decision. And Ben Vidonic, the winner of round 1 by split decision. So the Gamecocks lead 1-0 in the tournament.
Split decision there. Interesting call for sure.
I'm a little surprised by that too. Well. I thought just the ending of that fight would make it obvious on its own, but you know we do have a Clemson judge, so I'm not saying there's any bias there, but a great start to the tournament. Gamecocks with 1 win. Clemson will try and respond here in the second 155-pound fight. In the Gamecock corner, we have Giacomo Dredge from Vienna, Virginia, and Hayden Arenus from Walhalla, South Carolina for the Gamecocks.
If it's anything like the first one, we're in for another great one right here as well.
Yeah, I expect a lot of good footwork, a lot of a good defensive ability, trying to create separation, which I was a huge factor in that first fight. And looking at this Clemson roster, you're just seeing South Carolina natives down the board, and where this Gamecock squad has a little bit of difference here. All right, another 155-pound fight. We have Giacomo Dredge standing at 5'8", 155. Hayden Arenus, 5'6", 157. So very close difference between the sizes of these two fighters. Clemson in the blue, Gamecocks in the red. And here we go. Second fight of the day, round 1. We see Arenus controlling the middle, tries a strong right-hand punch there. That doesn't land. Dredge just staying patient, a little left-hand jab. A lot of movement from Arenus. Good left-hand jab to the face. Arenus responds there. Tries the body shot, but Arenus responds with a nice hook. Left-hand jab from Dredge, and now Arenus tries to get him to the corner, able to get out of that. Very, very patient at the start of round one. Tries the jab, but good block there from Arenus. A good 1-2 punch combo. Wasn't really able to land any good ones, but still trying to fatigue Arenus. Dredge in the corner, left-hand jab, responded with another from Arenus. Good duck there from Arenus, takes a big swing and a miss. And you're seeing Dredge just kind of take his time, stay patient, and then when he sees an opportunity, he's trying to land 3 or 4. As the warning buzzer rings, Dredge with a good hit there. 1, 2, 3, shot to the rib, another shot to the rib. Arenus not really sure what to do, just taking these punches from Dredge. And now it'll be broken up by the official. Started off nice and slow, and Dredge just turned it on and wouldn't stop landing them. And now runs right in. He's going to go right back at it. A few good rib shots there. Arenus just taking it, and that'll do it for round one. An aggressive finish to round one of fight 2 from Dredge.
Arenus definitely happy to hear the bell go after that, for sure.
You know, he started off with more of the movement, and Dredge just came in at the end, and Arenus had nothing to do but stand there and just take him.
Yeah, no, Arenus early on, controlled the middle, forced Dredge to move around a little bit, but kind of felt like Dredge was just sort of getting into the fight, trying to size up his opponent and really get into it, but some incredible punches out of him. Yeah,
you say. I mean, he tried to get settled into the fight where Arenus maybe trying to be a little more aggressive early, and it paid off in Dredge's favor because the moment he turned that switch on, it was a completely different fight, and I would definitely lean that one more towards Dredge in round one. Hayden Arenus visibly fatigued. Dredge definitely with momentum, but he doesn't want to use it too much. They tap gloves. Dredge comes in right as he ended round one. A few good punches there. Arenus responds, shoves him off of him. Good body shot there. Arenus trying to respond, press him up against the ropes. Arenus with a few good lands. Dredge responds with a right hook. Trading body shots here, more in Dredge's favor.
Arenus has to get moving.
Yeah, he's in a tough spot here up against the ropes. As Dredge, a nice uppercut there. Rotating between uppercuts and body shots. Dredge still just battling, and now Arenus able to land a few, but Dredge still has him up against the ropes, and he'll tie him up. Trying to slow down Dredge's momentum. Arenus really in a tough spot here. A great shot to the ribs from Dredge. Trying to create separation. Arenus visibly tired, visibly struggling. 2 good shots to the rib, another one to the right rib. Shot to the face. Wouldn't be surprised if the ref tries to break this one up in a minute.
Combinations here are just perfect for Dredge. 2 body shots, 1 uppercut, it's just working.
Arenus just doesn't have a second to breathe. Dredge relentless in that corner, and now tries to tie him up. Another uppercut to the body there. The warning buzzer rings. We'll see if Arenus can try and get any momentum coming out of the end of round 2. Dredge staying relentless. Let's go. A big, hefty swing there. Doesn't land the way he wanted it to. Both these fighters are tired, but Dredge with an uppercut there to the chest. Now creating some separation. Might be trying to run out round 2 if you're Hayden Arenus, but if you're Dredge, just trying to add on to the hits that he has landed, and that's going to do it for round 2. Round of applause around Hayden Arenus struggling in that corner.
Yeah, I think for the first time, the first 4 rounds, once that warning bell went off, the crowd really got into it, and so did the fighters. I think in that one, the fight's over.
And they're going to call the fight there. Hayden Arenus couldn't hang with Giacomo Dredge, and the Gamecocks are 2-0 in the tournament. A win after 2 rounds. And I think that's a smart call there, as we'll see. Giacomo Dredge's glove raised.
I mean, Arenus is just winded.
Yeah, you just saw him go into that fight. He just couldn't stand. Started maybe just with a little too much pep in his step. You saw him with a lot of ducking and weaving and maybe just tired himself out, and Giacomo Dredge, the winner of fight 2. So in the 9th fight of the day, we will be seeing USC versus USC. Ben Vidonic taking on Giacomo Dredge. So get excited for that one.
Yeah, both of them with a lot of movement, some heavy hitters. That should be a fun one.
And 2 155-pound fights, but we saw a lot of difference where Vidonic was prioritizing creating separation and looking for open opportunities, while Giacomo Dredge was just staying relentless. And now in fight 3, we have the first 170-pound fight of the day. In the Gamecocks corner, we have Noah Weber, 5'10", 170, out of Charleston, South Carolina. In the Clemson corner, Luke McCarthy, 6'1", 160, out of Charleston, South Carolina. So a Charleston versus Charleston fight here. Very different apparel from these two sides.
Absolutely,
We got Noah Weber, no shirt in the shorts. And Luke McCarthy repping the baggy sweatpants.
I'll tell you what, I am loving this crowd, the energy they're providing. It's giving me energy, giving these fighters energies. It's great. It's great.
Very polite crowd, too, staying quiet, during the majority of the fights. And here we are, underway, fight number 3. We're starting off hot and heavy. Noah Weber gets McCarthy up against the ropes. Weber ties him up. McCarthy doesn't have a second to breathe. And the referee will separate the two as McCarthy's gloves came undone. Yeah, Noah Weber came out swinging, and he's going to do it again here. Seeing these two boys wrap up a lot. Now McCarthy able to exchange some shots there. A few good shots to the head. Still up against the ropes.
Tell you what, they are swinging, man, early.
Weber, the nice body shot there. McCarthy able to respond with a few shots to the face. Yeah, they are just trading shots right now. Zero defense, all offense, like the Cincinnati Bengals offense.
Like that analogy.
A few good shots to the face from both sides. McCarthy able to land a good one on the left hook. Yeah, we were just seeing right hook, left hook, left hook from both of these sides. And a strong right hook to the face from the Gamecocks corner. McCarthy responds with a few, but Weber able to get him up against the ropes, trying to tie him up, and the referee will separate them.
Some interesting flails out of both gentlemen.
Good jab to the face from the left hand of Luke McCarthy. Both these boys came out swinging. You're starting to see them tired down a bit, and it's paying off to the advantage of Luke McCarthy, who's been able to land the majority of the hits in the last few seconds of round 1. Weber controlling position in the ring, but McCarthy able to stay strong here. A nice breeze coming through the ring here in this hot and musty basement of the Battle Boxing Gym in Columbia, South Carolina. And that's going to do it for round 1.
Yeah.
Very active round, I'd say there, Devin.
A lot to analyze for sure there. I think, they both came out swinging. I think Weber was really, really aggressive. Might have tired him out a little bit towards the end of that round.
Yeah, you saw both sides coming in swinging heavy, and but Luke McCarthy staying a tad more patient there from Noah Weber, and I think it paid off in his favor, who was able to take a big step up at the end of that round. But, yeah, lot of great hits landed. Not a lot of defense being played, but that just makes it for a more entertaining fight.
Absolutely. I will give the edge to McCarthy so far in the movement, though. McCarthy does, seem to be ducking a little bit out of those punches a little more.
take a water break here. Folks,
Much needed.
It is hot. I'm sweating in my suit. I can't imagine how hot these boys are in the ring. And we are set for round 2 of fight 3. McCarthy staying patient. Weber trying to establish his presence early, and they will tie each other up. Weber gets a few body shots in. The referee breaks it up, but he goes right back to action. A good duck there from McCarthy, but Weber able to land a few shots.
Weber really seems to be trying to land that right hook.
Yeah, he is setting that up where you kind of just saw punch after punch in round 1. Weber trying to establish that right hook, creating separation with the left jab. Exchanging body shots here as they tie each other up. Weber bumps into the ref, a good left hook to the face. You can see some blood. We see some blood being drawn here. Not going to stop these two fighters. Fighting with 16-ounce gloves, so if you're able to land a good shot to the face, you know that's going to hurt. Tying up against the corner, McCarthy getting some good shots to the ribs of Weber. Strong left hook there, and these boys are starting to get tired. McCarthy just trying to get away. Weber trying to stay in the fight. And you can see these boys are hurting.
Yeah.
Tied up against the ropes, just trading a few shots here. McCarthy staying poised. Weber starting to slow down. A good left hook there from McCarthy. Tries another, able to land the right. And now the momentum switching more towards Luke McCarthy. Weber able to slow it down, wrap him up, and the referee will separate them. Blood on both sides of the ring, up against the ropes. McCarthy shoves him off. Weber trying to finish the round strong. Definitely seeing him slow down a lot here at the end of round 2. Body shot from McCarthy, and now trying to create some separation, just get out of the fight. Left to the face, right to the face. Weber slowing down, pushing up against the ropes, and that's gonna do it for round 2. Woo!
I think that one's gotta go to Weber. I mean, he was active. Both men bloody, you know. Increase in weight class might be contributing to that. You know, those shots are really landing a little more damage now.
Yes, similar to round 2, but I think you saw it more in this round. Weber starting off strong, but you definitely are seeing him get tired here at the end of round 2. Luke McCarthy getting a lot of the momentum towards the end. You're seeing he's bleeding pretty good in that blue corner for Clemson. But I think that's going to be the advantage for him this round. If McCarthy can stay poised, let Weber tie himself out at the start of the round, and then in that last minute, just try and land as many punches as you can. Save all your energy for that last minute. I think that's how Luke McCarthy can come out of this fight victorious and get Clemson their first win on the day. Yeah,
I think it's going to come down to the movement. As you said, you know, McCarthy's got to stay active, try to get Weber to tire himself out, and then really come in for the big shots later in the round.
You saw a big dip down in that movement at the end of round 2 from Noah Weber. McCarthy definitely tired too, but it's all going to come down to this final round. Weber trying to start with a good right hook, can't hand it on the ribs. McCarthy with a few jabs to the face. McCarthy, a nice body shot there, ducks out of one. And we're seeing momentum go McCarthy's way, but now Weber able to respond, get him into the corner. McCarthy a few jabs to the face. Weber just swinging haymakers right now. McCarthy trying to protect his face. Lands a nice shot to the ribs. Weber making a strong push there, ties him up against the ropes. Luke staying poised. Left hook to the face. Another left hook, really using that left hand there. Left hand jab. Weber creates some separation. Another left jab. Another left. He is just using that left hand, trying to get him out of this round and come out victorious. Weber's trying to stay in, and I believe he has the momentum here at the start. Weber stumbling in the corner of that ring. And McCarthy knows it, using it to his advantage. Lands a few good punches there, separated by the official. And we're going to get a countdown here for Noah Weber. And he is able to keep going.
Oh,
and McCarthy knows it, a strong
what a shot!
Weber trying to stay on his feet. Luke McCarthy, the warning buzzer goes, giving them everything he's got. Weber trying to stay up. McCarthy giving him the business at the end of round 3. A body shot there. Weber misses the punch.
This crowd imploring McCarthy to keep going. Another shot.
In the corner now trading shots. Weber able to land a few. McCarthy And they will just tie up here in the final seconds. And that is going to do it for round 3. What a fight from these two gentlemen.
I mean, I think you saw the game plan that we were talking about coming to fruition right there, you know. Weber, all 3 rounds, sort of came out aggressive. McCarthy waited him out, waited for him to get tired, and then really went on the attack, especially there in round 3.
I'm very curious to see who this decision ends up going to.
Yeah.
We saw Noah Weber come out strong, but Luke McCarthy doing the best at pacing himself throughout the entire fight. I'd say, from what I saw, I'd probably lean towards Luke McCarthy. I mean, the fact he was able to draw blood quickly, but we'll see the decision here. Luke McCarthy, by unanimous decision, and Clemson gets on the board for the first time today.
Yeah, now 2-1 Gamecocks. Great fight.
Yeah, I mean, that was just a lot of fun to watch. And now, this is one. You know, this is the first time we've worked with USC Club Boxing, and really excited. They've been a very, very friendly face team, very excited to have us here. And we're super excited to be here, too. So glad that we're able to do this for them and represent a club that not a lot of people know about on campus.
Yeah, I mean, there's anything like this all the time. I mean, this is phenomenal, you know. Entertainment, good for the guys. I think it's a great example of what this club can provide.
Absolutely, and this is a fight I'm excited for. I was talking to you before the match here. Stephen Cammarota, out of Haddon Heights, New Jersey versus Avery Billings out of Easley, South Carolina. Anytime you have Jersey versus South Carolina, especially here at USC, you know it's going to be a good fight.
Absolutely.
I remember I attended the USC Mind Fight Against Suicide boxing event last semester. And anytime it was a Jersey versus South Carolina match, you saw both states represent themselves well. And a strong start here for Clemson. Our second 170-pound fight of the day. I don't know why that's messing me up. Strong right hook from Cammarota, can't land it. Uppercut attempt there. Billings doing a good job at keeping separation. Very twitchy, and now just exchanging a bunch of hooks right now. Oh, yeah, that great sequence from both sides. More leaning towards Cammarota.
I agree on that. Saw a lot of movement early. I think they're starting to trade punches now here.
Wrapped up for a moment. Each tried the left jab. I think they both kind of hit. Needed to separate for a second. Billings. Left hand hook. Now you're seeing the crowd start to get into it a little bit more here. Billings creating separation with that left jab, trying to set up the right hook. Good footwork from both these sides. Now Cammarota able to land one, but Billings responds.
Pretty even round so far.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's been a lot of nothing and then a lot of something, and we're seeing a little bit of something there. Great hit there from Cammarota. Billings responds with a body shot. Warning buzzer rings for round 1. A few uppercuts to the gut there from Billings. Exchanging some punches there. Has Billings up against the ropes. Cammarota starting to slow down a bit, trying to play defensively, but position himself well. Billings looking for a big hit there. Cammarota able to get out of it. And that'll do it for round 1. Man, what a fight. Yeah. What a fight. I mean, what an event it's been so far, but that was a very even round 1.
I would not want to be a judge right now trying to figure out who won that round. Felt like anytime one of the fighters got momentum, the other one came back with a nice counter, and yeah, it's just very even.
I agree. I think Billings did a good job at outpacing himself. I think Cammarota pretty tired after that first round. You could see him a bit fatigued by the end of that one, but Billings doing a good job all around. What's up? Okay. But I agree, the judges, it's going to be a difficult decision to figure out who is winning that first round.
Yeah. Cammarota in the red corner with the burgundy pants and the, Billings with the blue shorts. Should be another good round right here.
Underway in round 2. It starts with a body shot from Cammarota. Billings staying strong. A few good hooks to the ribs. Some strong punches there from Cammarota. Lands the right hook to the face of Billings. Another good jab there. Backs him up for a moment, and now they dance around the center of the ring. These left-hand jabs from Billings just trying to create that separation. But Cammarota able to get past him and land a few good hits there at the start of round 2. Left, left, right, left. Good sequence there from Billings, and now just swinging punches here.
Again.
Good body shots from Billings. Cammarota staying patient, not landing as many punches, but I think he's looking for the knockout shot.
Billings being implored to move in on his opponent.
Tries that strong right there, lands one, lands another. Billings takes a second to recover, trying a body shot, and now it's Billings' turn to exchange some punches. Few good shots to the face. Left jab, another left jab from Cammarota, trying that left. Billings with a good sequence against the face of Cammarota. Trying a strong right hook from Cammarota, that doesn't land. Billings controlling the center of the ring. Strong punch from Cammarota hits the body. Now a left 2 doesn't land. Billings playing very well defensively here, but takes a strong left-hand jab. Uppercut attempt from Cammarota. A few good body shots from Billings. Left-hand jab to the face. And now we're just seeing a big surge in energy from Cammarota. They're swinging at each other hard, and
what an end to the round.
Will need to be broken up there at the end of round 2, but a strong finish. Very poised throughout that whole thing, and then last 15 seconds, it was anybody's fight.
Chaos for sure. Another tough one to judge too. I mean, both men had good moments. I think you might have to give the edge to Billings on that, just with the activeness, and he might have got a couple more punches landed, but really good round again.
Yeah, in terms of consistency of hits, I'd say Avery Billings definitely trying to land more, where Stephen Cammarota being a little more patient, but I think he's going to need to turn it up in this final round to try and get the edge. I'd say at the moment it's in favor of Billings. But I think it's going to all come down to this final round. It's been a very even fight so far.
I'd say the most even one we've had so far.
Absolutely. Clemson, 1 win on the day. South Carolina with 2. A Clemson win here would even it up at 2 apiece. And we're seeing Billings coming out strong with a lot of good punches, but Cammarota responds with a few good hits of his own.
Both men swinging early.
Good right hook to the face of Billings. Just pawing at Cammarota, and now throwing haymakers to the body. Cammarota tries the uppercut, able to slide out of that. Both exchanging good left-hand jabs. We've seen that a few times today where they both let up defensively for a moment and kind of hit each other at the same time, creating some separation. But that's a strong hit from Cammarota.
He's had a
Seeing
couple
some
of those.
blood drawn from Billings. Strong right hook from Cammarota. Billings pushes him off for a second, attempts the body shot there. You can tell both these fighters are fatigued in the final round of fight 4. Now 2 strong right-hand punches from Cammarota. Billings will tie him up and push him up against the ropes.
Once again, it felt like Billings was getting the momentum, and Cammarota comes back with 2 great punches.
Yeah, Cammarota's going to have to be strong here. You're seeing Billings physically fatigued. Both these fighters are, but we're seeing Billings slow down, but now a change of momentum, swinging punches to the face of Cammarota. Uppercut attempt there, lands a good hit. Cammarota with a strong, another.
Oh my goodness!
Oh! Billings taking hit after hit right to the mouth. Body shot from Billings.
Cammarota, left jabs to each other's face. Tie each other up. And
that's the end of the round.
Oh, man.
Incredible ending. Incredible.
What a fight. What a finish.
I mean, I got to tell you, I was leading Billings that entire round until the end right there. I mean, Cammarota with 3 or 4 great punches really got Billings stumbling at the end. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. I was Billings most of the way, but that last sequence from Cammarota, that could be enough to swing momentum and get him the victory in this fight. As we see the fighters ready to meet in the middle. If Clemson wins, they even it up at 2 wins apiece. If South Carolina wins, they're up 3-1. And it's going to be hard to come back if you're Clemson. And it is Avery Billings, the victor of Fight 4, and the slate is set. For our 10th fight of the day, we see USC versus USC in Fight 9, and now we're going to see Clemson versus Clemson in Fight 10.
A tad surprised from the unanimous decision there, but I do think Billings had, more movement, had more punches landed. Again, even, but I understand it for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was a hard fight to judge all the way through. And now we get into some of the bigger gentlemen we'll be seeing today. The 200-pound fight. We have Will Jordan in the Gamecocks corner and Luden Hyde in the Clemson corner. Jordan, a local of Vienna, Virginia, standing at 6 foot, 193 pounds. With Luden Hyde at 5'11", 180 out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. So a pretty, not I wouldn't say big, but definitely a noticeable size differential between the two fighters in favor of the Gamecocks.
Yeah, one of the bigger differences I think we'll have throughout the entire night. I mean, look for Jordan to really push that advantage for sure.
We've seen 4 fantastic fights, and now we're set to see a 5th. Starting off hot and heavy with a few good lands from Luden Hyde. You can tell these boys are strong. They are swinging hard right now. Nothing really solid lands yet. That's a good right hook there from Will Jordan. Just seeing a lot of 1, 2, 3 sequences here. And now a good left jab from Will Jordan, creating some separation.
Both men seem,
sorry, go ahead.
Both men seem pretty comfortable early on, finding their rhythm. And
yeah, definitely not trying to waste all the energy in this first round, but we're seeing Hyde crank up the meter a little bit. 2 solid lands from each side. That's a solid left-hand jab from Will Jordan. We're definitely seeing him use that jab. I got to give credit to the president of this Carolina Boxing Club, Aiden, being in the ring. I mean, especially for a fight like this where it's really hard to stay out of the action. But he's been doing a great job officiating very cleanly today.
No, absolutely.
1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Will Jordan pushing him up against the corner. Jordan trying to finish round 1 strong. And that's a great land to the face of Luden
Another
Hyde.
one.
Will Jordan with a big momentum swing at the end of round 1, and that'll do it for round 1.
Yeah, I think Jordan held most of the advantage throughout that round, but he really wanted to punctuate that and was able to do so in the last 30 seconds or so.
Yeah, and we're not seeing the size play a huge factor in the difference of this fight because Luden Hyde sticking with Will Jordan that whole time. I think it's just going to come down to who can outpace who, who can stay poised and control the pace of the fight.
I mean, so far, I feel like that third round has been really decisive. It's really going to be, who has the stamina advantage, who can outlast their opponent.
Yeah, pretty even fight 1 up until the end right there where Will Jordan definitely took a bit of the advantage. We'll see if that changes here in round 2. Bit of a miscommunication there in the Clemson corner with the water, but we're set for round 2 of Fight 5. Starting with a left jab from Jordan. Hyde responds, but Jordan able to get 1-2, 1-2. Left hand jab from Hyde. Jordan responds with an uppercut. A good land to the face of DeLude Hyde. Left hand jab responded by Jordan. We're seeing Hyde struggle to stay on his feet this round. Jordan really doing a good job, and this is where we might see the size play a factor here. You know, when the fatigue starts to set in and it's hard to keep their feet.
Yeah.
Good body shot from Will Jordan. Hyde just trying to stay patient, look for an open shot. Left hand jab responded by a right hook from Jordan, trying to push him up against the corner, but Hyde stays strong, stands his ground. Body shot with the left hand. Right hook from Will Jordan. Jordan up against the ropes. Hyde controlling the center of the ring. And a great body shot exchange from both sides. Both these sides using the left-hand jab to create some separation and then trying to break the defense of each other and land the right hook. And we're seeing Jordan do that right there. Lands 2 solid right hooks. Got a few more in there, hitting the face of DeLude Hyde. Jordan with a strong body shot, another shot to the head. Hyde just trying to toss in these left-hand jabs. Fakes the 1-2. Now Jordan in the corner, and that's going to do it for round 2. Advantage Will Jordan, I'd say.
Absolutely. I think a similar tale to the first round. You know, relatively even throughout, but once that warning bell rings, it seems like something awakes in Jordan, and he really just starts pushing it. It's 2 great ends to a round for him.
Yeah, Jordan finished strong in both of those fights, or both of those rounds, excuse me, and we're seeing him control this fight. I think DeLude Hyde, he's going to have to do a lot in this final round to be able to step up and try and come out of this one victorious. You know, it has been fairly even, but Will Jordan just able to get a lot of good sequences and land some great hits. So,
yeah.
You know, if he's able to just stay strong and while DeLude Hyde kind of winning the territory of the fight, controlling where he wants Jordan to be, Jordan's just landing more hits, and that's really. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if you can land some better hits and tire your opponent out, that's how you're going to win.
Yeah. Look for Hyde to be, you know, aggressive early on, try to get that advantage back.
Yeah, we saw him with a few attempts to hit Jordan. He's able to duck out of those. Jordan landed one, lands another left jab to the face, tries the right hook, misses. Good body shot to the left ribs of DeLude Hyde. Left-hand jab hits the face of Jordan. Hyde landed some more punches, but a right hook to the face of Hyde. Great exchange from both these sides, but Jordan just out-bodying him, pushing him up against the ropes. One to the face, and now he'll step away and create some separation.
See if Hyde can keep moving. Those legs getting a little shaky here.
Just got to get everything you can. Lands a solid punch to the face of Jordan. Jordan responds with a good hit of his own. Jordan in the corner. Keeping Hyde in the middle of the ring. Great right hook to the face. Has to adjust his headgear. Left jab from Hyde. Hyde trying the 1-2-3, but only able to really land that 3. Good right hook there from Hyde. Jordan staying strong, standing his ground. Warning buzzer rings, and now we'll see it turn up here. Hyde trying to stay strong, but Jordan, anything Hyde gives him, Jordan responds. Left hook to the face. 1-2 misses. Left hand jab to the face of Hyde. 1-2. Hyde's trying to stay on his feet. Jordan, both these guys are tired if they can get out of this fight. Jordan, all he has to do is stand on his feet. A great right hook there And I think that'll be the deciding factor. That's going to do it for the fight. I would say one of the biggest mismatches we've seen today. I'd be very surprised if it goes Lude and Hyde's way.
Yeah, I have to agree on that. I mean, I think you sort of saw Jordan just, he knew he was one of those first 2 rounds, you know, didn't want to do too much in the third, fatigue setting in a little bit, but I'd even give him the third round. I think that weight advantage came into play. Hyde's movement started slowing down, and it was just tough for him out there.
Yeah, couldn't have said it better myself. And we'll see what the decision is in just a moment. So Will Jordan, not surprised here in the booth, victorious in Fight 5. The Gamecocks take a 3-2 lead in this series against Clemson.
Yeah.
And now the winner of this next fight will be taking him on in our second to last fight of the day. Now set for our second 200-pound match. It's going to be Andrew Goad representing the Gamecocks, standing 6'4", 190 pounds out of Charlotte, North Carolina. And in the Clemson quarter, Hayden Bulmer, 6 foot 186 out of Greenville, South Carolina. So once again, a height differential, not so much in the weight of this round, but we're seeing 4-inch advantage from Andrew Goad. But if Bulmer is able to use his smaller size to his advantage, then we might see that play a difference in this fight.
Look for Bulmer to be more active, you know, with the feet. Goad's going to try to use that length advantage. We'll see how it goes.
And we are all set for fight number 6. Here we go. Bulmer started off swinging. Goad trying to create some separation, and Bulmer gets him up against the ropes. And now we're going to call time. It sounds like something happened with Hayden Bulmer. I think mouthpiece. Oh,
ooh.
Sounds like Hayden Bulmer's shoulder popped out. Not sure what they're going to do about that. But yeah, you could hear him say a explicit word in frustration, and I wasn't sure if it was an equipment issue, but yeah, no, they're going to say that his shoulder popped out of place. And
he's going to keep going.
He's going to hop right back into it. I mean, my
That's
God.
impressive.
That is impressive. And I'm sure that's going to be a big momentum boost for him, but something to keep track of here in this fight.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That right's not, yeah.
No, yeah, you can just see it visibly, and I think they're going to call the fight here.
They are. Unfortunate.
So an unfortunate finish. I'm not sure if they're going to try and get another fighter in the ring or... Oh, no, I think they're going to... You know, he's just going to pop it back into place?
There's nowhere we're going back.
I can't watch that.
We can't.
Oh, my gosh.
I understand him wanting to, you know, keep it going as athletes do, but you got to have some advice from the corner on this one.
I'm sure it's frustrating. You came all this way, about a 2.5-hour drive from Clemson, but...
Yeah.
I mean, is he still going to... No, yeah, they're going to call the fight here. So Andrew Goad, not much of a fight, but he comes out victorious. Definitely disappointed if you're Hayden Bulmer, and you know this guy came out and looked like he was ready for it, but just shoulder popped out in the first 10 seconds of round 1. So an unfortunate way to go out if you're Hayden Bulmer, but that clinches a South Carolina victory if you're keeping track at home. That's 4 wins for the Gamecocks and 2 wins for Clemson. But what makes it a little less entertaining in terms of rivalry is that's going to do it for our Gamecocks versus Clemson fights on the day. Everything we have left is either we have one Clemson versus Clemson, and then everything else is USC versus USC. So we're seeing a heavyweight match here between Emenike Obi and Ethan Green. So Emenike Obi standing in the red corner for the Gamecocks, and Ethan Green will be standing in the blue corner. Obi standing at 6'3", 235 out of Missouri, and Green standing at 5'10", 225. So we're seeing another pretty noticeable size differential in this fight.
Yeah, again, you know, look for the shorter Green to really try to stay active, get that movement going, while Obi's really going to focus on, you know, using that length to his advantage, trying to control the fight.
And I'm curious how different we're gonna see the momentum or the energy in the building be now that it is USC versus USC. You know, the club boxing, but that rivalry is still very real. Both these sides have been very gentlemanly today, but I'm curious how much that's going to sway their motivation in this fight.
Yeah.
So there's going to be an intermission after this fight, and then after that, we have USC versus USC Women's Championship with Molly Bennett versus Mulaney Acevedo.
She's been an interesting one there as well.
Yeah, opening up the second slate of fights. Now the fighters head to the middle. Emenike Obi versus Ethan Green. Obi wearing the pink cutoff and shorts. Green repping the Adidas.
Indeed he is.
So the winner of this fight will play Andrew Wilds in the heavyweight championship. Expect some big hits. Landed this round. Strong start from Green, but then he falls down. Green pressing him up against the ropes, and now we'll wrap him up.
I mean, they came out swinging.
I think Green came out a bit too fast for his liking. Fell down for a moment, hit the deck, but able to get back up, and Green still punching. Obi tied up against the ropes. Green lands hit after hit. Obi not really sure what to do right now. Can't create any separation.
Curious if Green is going to be able to keep this going.
Now we're seeing Green in the middle. I'm sure he's going to try and get Obi up against the ropes, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's able to swing that.
Yeah.
And Green's just going to wrap him up here and hold off, and the referee will separate them. The difference in these heavyweight fights is you kind of see that's a great land to the face. Ethan Green just going at Obi.
Back of the head hitting the wall there too. I mean, that's...
Yeah, I'm sure that did not... So Green in the corner here.
And just for the viewers watching, the scorebug's going to say that Green is fighting out of Clemson, but he's actually a USC guy as well.
Yeah, no, as we mentioned, it's going to be done for the day between Carolina versus Clemson. We're only going to be seeing school on school for the rest of the tournament. But, you know, at this point, it's for the individual accolades. So
absolutely.
Should be fun. And now Obi finally getting Green up against the ropes, landing a few good hits there. But Green responds a hit. Head hits the back of the ring.
That's the third time that's happened.
Feel good.
Gotta hurt. Gotta hurt.
A strong right hook from Ethan Green,
round.
and that's going to do it for round one. I think that definitely goes to Ethan Green.
Yeah, it has to.
Man, yeah, I mean, Ethan Green came out hot and heavy. I think a little too much for his own good as he slipped and fell at the start of the fight. But once he got up, he really controlled pretty much everything in the fight. Emenike Obi just really struggling. But he had that one sequence where he was able to get him up against the ropes, but Green quickly turned him around and turned the tides in that one.
Yeah, I mean, just a dominant round. Dominant round.
And as I mentioned, after this, we're going to have an intermission, and then we have fights 8 through 12 to crown our champions on the day. The champion for women's, 155-pound, 170-pound, 200-pound, and then the heavyweight. So the winner of this fight will be facing Andrew Wilds in the heavyweight championship, who did not fight. I was asking before, what did Wilds do to just go right to the championship? And I didn't really get an answer, but it's all good. But Obi starts strong with a good right hook there. Trying to left hand now. That's a great right hook. Knocks Ethan Green off his feet for a moment, and now Obi making a statement. Green responds with a few good hits to the face. Great jab to the mouth. And now Green just controlling him up against the ropes. Wouldn't be surprised if we see the ref break this up in a moment. Green just shot to the face, shot to the face.
I mean,
and then now we see him break it up.
Obi's got to be on concussion watch. I mean, with the back of the head hitting the wall that many times, that's brutal.
Yeah, definitely gonna need to get this kid an ice pack after the fight.
For sure.
And we're gonna see the ref fix his headgear here. And now we are back and ready to go. And Ethan Green picks up right where he left off. Strong right hook to the face. Obi misses, but able to get a left-hand hook to the head of Green. Green on the ropes. Obi, a few good body shots there. Right hook to the face. And the ref will break him up. But as I was saying a little while ago, in these heavyweight fights, you're going to see a lot more heavy hits, not a lot of consistency of action.
Right, right.
You know, the speed is noticeably slower, but the strength is noticeably stronger. I mean, we got the best view in the house right here.
Absolutely.
Obi with some good lands on Ethan Green, but strong job at getting him to create some separation.
Both men fatigued here.
Definitely been a bit more back and forth in round 2. Obi making some strong hits here. Left jab to the face in the corner.
Feels like they're kind of content to sort of just call this round in, yeah.
Yeah, I know, that's going to do it for round 2. A big step up compared to what we saw from Emenike Obi in round 1. Definitely making his name known more in that second round. But Green, I mean, that is a big and strong individual right there.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, Obi got some more punches in that round, you know, stayed a little more active, but I think that one goes to Green too. I mean, he's hitting the punches, man. I mean, he's landing them.
And now getting slated for round 3. Advantage definitely towards Ethan Green out of the blue corner right now. But we'll see how that changes if because we've seen a few times Green struggling with his footing. So if Emenike Obi is able to get him on the ground, that might be how he's able to come out of this victorious.
Especially with the fatigue we saw set in towards the end of that second round. It's not over. I mean,
yeah, and we're seeing the crowd has definitely filled in a lot more.
Absolutely.
Since I've last peeped, and Emenike Obi starting off strong with a few great hits, getting Green up against the ropes, and now Green will tie him up and get him against the far left corner. Referee will get them to separate back up a little bit, and now they go right back to it. Touching gloves, Obi tries the right hook, dumps out of a hit. Good left-hand jab. And now get him up against the corner. Emenike Obi making a statement against Ethan Green. Some great hits there. Green able to spin him around, get him against the ropes.
He's got to keep that aggressive.
Strong right hook, doesn't land the way he wanted to, but still able to get the side of the face of Obi. Both these boys are tired. You can see
Absolutely.
it. Separated by the official. Left-hand jab to the face of Green.
Yeah. The speed of those punches is really starting to slow down here.
Yeah, definitely not as much oomph as you're seeing, but some great hits from Emenike Obi. Outpaced him in that first round, able to stay strong, and now it's paying off in the third. Now Ethan Green really just can't land much here, but a good right-hand jab to the face of Obi, and now a nice right hook there. Another right hook. Ethan Green finally able to get some momentum his way, and now they're going to halt play for a moment. Looks like Obi's mouthpiece fell out. Warning buzzer sounds. Obi's going to need to do a lot to come out of this.
Green's against the ropes. He's tired.
Ethan is tired. He's just going to stand there, take the hits. Obi just sending them his way. Green will tie him up.
I mean, you got to throw a punch at some point, man.
I mean, these guys are tired. Obi just staying relentless, going at him. Left, right, jab to the face. Green able to spin him around. Obi, the only one really able to land anything right now. Green is exhausted. Few uppercuts to the face, and that's going to do it for round 3. Oh, man. I mean, that's a heavyweight fight if I ever saw one.
Absolutely. I think Obi got that one just off of the fatigue of Green there, but I mean, those first 2 rounds, so heavily favored towards Green. I don't know if he really was able to come back with that, but we'll see.
Yeah, Obi definitely going to need the officials to judge generously here, but I mean, really, I'm impressed because at the end of that first round, I thought he wasn't going to be able to stand in the rest of that fight. But I mean, I think the momentum, maybe not enough, but towards the end of the fight, I think if this was a 5 or 6 round fight, Obi would have come out victorious.
I agree with you on that.
But we'll see what the officials call. And this is to send him to the heavyweight championship against Andrew Wilds in our final fight of the day. And Ethan Green is victorious out of the blue corner.
Yeah, split decision there. I wonder I guess one of the judges may have given Obi the second round, but.
All right, now we're going to
Welcome back to Battle Boxing Gym here in Columbia, South Carolina. Student Gamecock Television's coverage of Gamecock Club Boxing versus Clemson Club Boxing. Alongside Calvin DeLude, my name is Austin McConnell. I'm joining you for the second half here, Calvin, but go ahead and break down what happened in the first 7 fights. It was really entertaining.
I mean, we saw 7 great fights to start the day, Austin. A tad disappointing in terms of the rivalry aspect of it is that we're done for our South Carolina versus Clemson fights for the rest of the day because of the victors of each round. So the 155 championship is going to be between 2 Gamecocks, as we saw Ben Vidonic and Giacomo Dredge come out victorious. And then the 170-pound championship is going to be 2 Clemson Tigers, as we saw Luke McCarthy and Avery Billings come out victorious. Now going to the 200-pound fight, Will Jordan and Andrew Goad came out victorious. And a bit disappointing for Goad is he didn't really get to fight because Hayden Bulmer of Clemson unfortunately dislocated his shoulder right at the start of the fight, so couldn't really do much in that one. But, I mean, we're set for a great championship round as we get set for the women's championship. The first time we'll be seeing some women boxers today.
Yeah, that's going to be Molly Bennett and Melanie Acevedo going at it to kick off the second half of the card for today.
My apologies, viewers.
All good. We got the ref coming in here.
No, you're good.
Just gave us a little dark horse
Just
sparring
had a
there
little
during the
intermission
admission.
spar. Yeah, no, it was a good time.
And absolutely amazing what we're seeing here. I mean, for a lot of people who don't really know that we have a Gamecock Club boxing team, it's been a really great environment here down in Battle Boxing Gym here in Columbia, just off Rosewood Drive, and got a bunch of it's a packed place. I mean, more than I expected, to be honest with you.
If you can see behind us, folks, like this turnout is incredible. I'm really impressed just to see how many people are here to represent the Gamecock Club boxing team. And, yeah, man, set for another great set of fights. Not much else to say.
First half of the card has been matchups. Second half will be tournament style, so the winners of certain fights will be heading into the ring soon in just a minute. But once again, Molly Bennett and Melanie Acevedo will be headed into the ring in just a few short moments. Excited to see our first women's fight of the day, Calvin.
Yeah, absolutely. As you said, Molly Bennett and Melanie Acevedo. Bennett coming from Chapin, South Carolina. Yeah, USC versus USC.
We'll see a couple more USC versus USC bouts and fights. We have one Clemson versus Clemson. That is Luke McCarthy and Avery Billings coming up in just a few moments as well. Battle Boxing Gym here in Columbia, South Carolina, getting set for the second half of this card. Gamecocks versus Clemson. Molly Bennett and Melanie Acevedo.
And you see him repping the Kendrick Lamar concert shirt. Just cool little, I mean, that's a shirt I wear like when I want to throw on a fit, and she's just boxing in it. So I think that's pretty funny.
So here we go, the women's championship, USC versus USC, and we're underway here in round 1. A couple quick jabs out the gate from both ladies here. They're meeting at the middle of the ring, but these right and left hooks are coming from all different directions. Molly Bennett in the white, Melanie Acevedo in the Kendrick Lamar shirt, as Calvin alluded to earlier. Big right hook there from Acevedo.
Yeah, Acevedo doing a good job of controlling the center of the ring here, really choosing where she's fighting.
Molly Bennett trying to keep her at distance. Bennett backed up, forces Melanie back into the center of the ring. And in case you guys are confused, Molly Bennett with the black gloves, Melanie Acevedo with the pink. This is the USC versus USC Women's Championship to kick off the second half of this card. A couple more punches thrown here. Both orthodox fighters. Standing in the middle of the ring. A couple quick body punches. There's a left hook to the head there from Acevedo.
And Bennett doing a good job at staying patient, not really throwing a lot of useless punches, just trying to set up a good hit. Anything she's thrown has been good response.
Under 30 seconds to go here in round number 1. Right hook there, good slip from Acevedo. Lost her footing just a tad bit there, but regains composure, gets back to the middle of the ring. Couple slight jabs from Bennett. Good right hook there, and almost uppercut that lands from Acevedo. There's another right hook to the left side of Bennett's head.
Yeah, we're seeing some heavy swings there from Acevedo at the end of that round.
Pretty tight through one. 2 more rounds to decide the women's championship. Molly Bennett and Melanie Acevedo.
Yeah, I'd say Acevedo definitely with the advantage in that first round. Just, I mean, she was landing some great punches there against Molly Bennett. But Bennett able to stay poised, kind of control the position of the ring, and doing a good job there.
So getting set for round 2. Melanie Acevedo in the red corner. Molly Bennett in the blue corner. USC versus USC. We'll see a couple more of those later. As next up on the second half of this card, we've got Ben Vidonic and Giacomo Dredge in the 155-pound championship. Round 2 about to get back underway here. As Calvin alluded to earlier, Acevedo with a couple right hooks there. Might have the advantage over Molly Bennett, but we'll see here in the middle frame. Acevedo with another right hook. She's been dialed in with that so far, and she is attacking Molly Bennett into the corner. At the center of the ring now. A couple body shots there from Acevedo. Looking for a right hook there. Coach telling her to finish with a jab. Kind of switch up her looks a little bit here. Molly Bennett trying to defend herself just a little bit. 2 orthodox fighters going at it. Couple punches landing, but nothing too drastic for either of these ladies in the ring so far. Good slip there from Acevedo. Does it again, but Molly Bennett's starting to throw a little bit more here in the second round. Acevedo dancing around, Molly Bennett centered in the middle of the ring. Big right hook there from Acevedo, just missed. Looks for the body shot there. Might have connected just a tad. There's another good right hook from Acevedo. She's been throwing that well here in this women's championship round. "30 seconds to go in round 2. Crowd coming alive here in the women's championship. They just saw 7 amazing fights to start off this card. And it's only going to get crazier as we've got championship on championship matchups throughout the rest of the broadcast. Good right hook there from Acevedo. She throws another one. Bennett standing tall, though. Throws a right hook of her own. Doesn't land exactly how she wanted it to. But she threw a lot better there in the second round. And I'd say it's pretty split so far. Might have to give it to Acevedo at the time, but we've still got a couple minutes left in round 3. We want to thank you for tuning in to Student Gamecock Television, our first ever broadcast here on Club Boxing, which has been an amazing experience, very entertaining as well. And as Calvin DeLude, he took care of the play-by-play in the first half of the card. So it's just me for a brief moment as we get set for round 3. As we get ready for round 3, we're going to have our lovely producer and great friend, Pflugrath, joining in place of Calvin for the time being. Welcome to the broadcast, Pflugi.
Well, yeah, Austin, it's a pleasure to be here, and I'll try to fill Calvin's shoes as much as I can, but I tell you, we got one amazing fight going on right here. It's been a privilege to be here all day.
It's been a very entertaining day so far. About an hour ago, around 3 o'clock is when it all started. 7 fights, entertaining to say the least. And now we've got the women's championship kicking off the second half of this card.
Yeah, how about that? And it's been a good fight so far. Acevedo's, having that uphill battle, and Calvin has returned, unfortunately.
Thanks for the 1 minute you gave us, Pflugi.
Get me out of here. Yeah, sorry about that, folks.
Our lovely producer, Pflugrath, the tech mind behind all this.
Yeah, shout out, Flu.
Absolute beast. Welcome back, Calvin. Round 3 underway between Acevedo and Molly Bennett here. Acevedo took a tumble off of the, the ref's right foot there earlier, but is back up and throwing hard. Been a pretty split fight so far. Molly Bennett coming out strong here in this 3rd round, but Acevedo all over her now.
Yeah, you saw a great right jab right to the face of Molly Bennett.
Bennett takes a breath and goes back at Acevedo. Acevedo's done a really good job of hitting the body and then setting up those combos up top with those right and left hooks.
No, I agree. She's using her size to an advantage, staying low and then fighting upwards.
Final 30 seconds in this women's championship bout. Molly Bennett throwing everything she has at Acevedo. Acevedo trying to defend herself. There's a nice right hook. Looks for the body once more. Bennett looks a little gassed.
Yeah, you're going to want to see these fighters give everything they got here in these final few seconds.
Acevedo backed against the ropes for just a brief moment there. Great fight from both these ladies in the ring. Acevedo just trying to get out of the way of Molly Bennett. And that'll do it for the women's championship. Decision coming up next. Great fight there, Calvin.
Yeah, I mean, it was super exciting to see Acevedo move so well in the ring, and she was really fun to watch. Molly Bennett doing a good job as well in the blue corner. I'm very curious to see what the decision ends up being. Yeah, you can tell both of these girls gave it everything that they had.
Absolutely.
I mean, visibly exhausted.
And there's the belt at the center of the ring. This will go.
Yeah, crowning our first championship of the night.
It's championship season here in Battle Boxing Gym in Columbia, South Carolina. And now we await the decision between Bennett and Acevedo. Here it comes. Melanie Acevedo wins the 2026 USC Club Boxing Women's Championship bout.
Yeah, as we mentioned, an even fight, but I think that's the right decision. She really just controlled the ring to the best of her ability. Her movement, especially defensively, was so great. And as I said, staying low and then hitting upwards, her form was incredible. I mean, you know, shout out to both sides, but I think that's the correct decision there.
Absolutely, she did a very good job of setting everything up. You know, she came out throwing left and right hooks, staying up top, and then you could hear her corner telling her to switch it up. So then she started going to the body and throwing those uppercuts. And I think that threw Bennett for just a tad bit of a loop there. But now we've got the winner of fight number 1 and the winner of fight number 2 from earlier in the night. Again, 2 Gamecocks. And this will be the 155-pound championship. It is Ben Vidonic and Giacomo Dredge.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this fight goes because both of these fighters victorious in their first one, but kind of by different strategies where Ben Vidonic doing a good job at staying patient and trying to create separation, whereas Dredge just did a good job at out-hustling and out-hitting his opponent. So 2 different fighters, and I think it's just going to come down to who can control the pace of play in the ring.
Vidonic won that opening match at split decision. And Dredge won after round 2, like you said, just pressuring Hayden Arenus into the corner. And so here we go, the 155-pound championship.
Vidonic in the red corner and Dredge in the blue. I remember Dredge started very patient in the first fight, and both started very patient in their first fights, but Dredge definitely took a minute to get going. Didn't really see him swinging actively till the second round.
Pretty calm start to this one as these guys try and figure each other out. I mean, it's hot in here just wearing this suit, Calvin. I can't even imagine being in the ring after fighting already earlier. This is absolutely a test of endurance.
They had one big fan going, and then everyone filled in, just kind of blocked all the air. So we're feeling none of it over here in the booth.
Once again, pretty calm to start. Nothing's really landed for either Vidonic or Dredge, excuse me.
And you see both of them just kind of tossing in these settled jabs to try and create that separation, but a good play from Dredge.
Dredge threw that right hook. Good slip there from Vidonic. At the center of the ring, another big right hook there, a bigger left hook from Vidonic.
And a great duck from Vidonic, able to get out of what would have been a great hit for Dredge.
And he's smiling a little bit after that one. He knew he barely escaped a lethal left hook from the 5'7", 147-pounder, Ben Vidonic. And there's our big first land of the round. Under 30 seconds to go here in round 1. They'll tie up, and the official will separate them for just a brief moment. Vidonic kind of putting Dredge in a corner there, but he comes out with a nice uppercut to the body. Vidonic responds accordingly. Looking for that body again was Dredge. And that'll do it for round 1. Lead uppercut there. Pretty split, but I think I'll give it to Vidonic in round 1, Calvin.
Yeah, I agree. Vidonic just doing a good job kind of playing at the pace of Dredge and not forcing anything. So, he stayed poised and stood his ground, and I think I'd side with him there. But something you said, Austin, talking about these two fighters learning each other, I'm curious how difficult that is considering that they practice together,
Yeah.
This is a team that they meet weekly. They practice Monday, Wednesday, and Friday every single week. How well do these guys know each other and their fighting tactics and ability, and how is that going to change how they fight? Are they going to stick to their game, or are they going to try and switch it up to surprise their opponent? But yeah, in that first round, we really just kind of saw an even match.
And you said it, like, maybe it's the opposite. What does Vidonic throw here that he's never thrown against Dredge, and vice versa?
Yeah,
what are you going to bring out of your arsenal to kind of surprise your opponent there?
Yeah, maybe he's got that Uno reverse card in his back pocket that he's just waiting to whip out in the third round.
Second round underway here. Guys coming out a little quicker to start this opening frame. A couple big throws there from Vidonic. One landed at the end there. Dredge backs himself into the corner. Keeps him at bay, though. Quick left jab. His corner telling him to use that right hand.
So Dredge playing a little more assertive here in this second round, really trying to get in the face of Vidonic.
Big shot to the body there by Dredge. Dredge in the red gloves, Vidonic in the blue.
And it looks like we have an equipment error for Giacomo Dredge.
He's going to get that right hand glove tied back up. Good work by our official there, getting that tied up pretty quick.
Yeah, the president of the USC Boxing Club, he's done a great job today noticing any equipment issues and any health concerns, and he's been great.
There was only one true doctor stoppage earlier. That was in Fight 6 where Andrew Goad got the win over Hayden Baumir. We haven't seen anything huge land quite yet, but these guys are still throwing. There's another good right hook from Dredge.
Maybe not the biggest hit, but definitely pushed Vidonic back a bit.
It's effective for sure. 30 seconds to go here in round 2. They're going to tie up. Get sent back to the middle of the ring. It's kind of funny because you don't want to beat the crap out of each other because you're a teammate, but you want to win that belt.
I'd want to win that belt. It's a sick belt. Ooh, there you
Big
go.
combo there from Dredge. Now he's got Vidonic on the wall. Big swing and a miss there. Left hook from Dredge. That right hand glove coming untied again. They'll get that tied up as round 2 comes to a close. Pretty split. And like you said, nothing really huge thrown yet, but a couple effective have landed from both.
Yeah, but I think towards the end there, you really saw Giacomo Dredge just crank up the heat a little bit towards the end, really doing a good job at forcing Vidonic to go where he wants him to be and really landing some good punches. So, while he's covering the face, I mean, he's still landing some good body shots. So I think towards the end there, Giacomo Dredge definitely – I'm leaning more towards him after the ending of round 2. But at the end of the day, it's anyone's fight. Both these guys putting on a great performance.
Vidonic in the red corner here, getting taught to kind of hang back and be patient. But the moment you see an opening, go ahead and throw that right hook.
Yeah, I mean, because Dredge is just going right at him
right
now. And if Vidonic is able to just let him come towards him, stay poised and stand his ground, then when an opening presents itself, take it.
Round 3, here we go. Dredge comes out and throws a right hook. Big right hook there from Vidonic, and he's got Dredge backing up to his heels now.
Yeah, he's doing the exact opposite of what I thought he was going to do, just going right at Dredge here at the start of round 3.
He's got him put in the corner there. Dredge gets out of it, puts himself in another corner. Vidonic is starting to land some big punches here.
I mean, if you're saving all the energy for round 3, then you're seeing it come from Ben Vidonic.
Once again, these guys literally just fought a match about an hour ago.
Yeah.
And now they're going for the championship. You got to throw it all in the ring here. Dredge trying to keep Vidonic at bay. Vidonic came out very offensive here in this 3rd round.
Ooh.
Big swing and a miss there from Dredge.
And a great weave from Vidonic, able to get out of what would have been a brutal hit. Now we're seeing the mouthpiece on the ground.
The mouthpiece from Vidonic almost flew into our broadcast table over here.
Yeah, I'm surprised we haven't had anything like that happen yet, but now that I'm saying that, there's a good chance we're going to see it in a few minutes.
We're going to announcer jinx it.
Landing a lot of great body shots here in this round just to tire out Vidonic.
Yeah, Vidonic came at him quick there in the opening 30 seconds of the round, but looks like Dredge is really just taking care and taking control of the time. He'll lay a couple in there, and then he'll back off. Let the time tick off. Now on the ropes is Vidonic. His mouthpiece comes out again. 30 seconds to go here in round 3.
Yeah, Vidonic's going to need to really turn it up here in the final 30 seconds. Dredge landing a lot of great hits in this 3rd round.
Some big punches there from, and once again, the mouth guard comes out of Vidonic.
And maybe he thinks he's winning. He's just trying to run on the
stall
clock.
a little bit.
And it's out again.
And Vidonic's down on a knee. Couple big combos there from Dredge. And that's going to take us to the end of round 3. I think Dredge might have just come out of nowhere and taken that.
Yeah.
Taking the entire 155-pound champ.
Well, I mean, there's a
in that 3rd round alone.
Yeah, exactly. There's a 10-pound differential between those two kids, and you just saw it. Giacomo Dredge just really cranked it up in the last few seconds of that round. And, you know, Vidonic doing everything he can to stick with him, just didn't end up working out.
Vidonic's got the bucket. All smiles after that one. A great fight nonetheless.
I don't know how these dudes are smiling, man. I did rugby 2 weeks ago, now boxing. I mean, jeez, man, these guys, these are some athletes, man. A lot of respect to what they do. Now we'll see our 2nd belt hoisted today, Austin.
Giacomo Dredge dapping up his corner. He thinks he's got it. The 5'8", 155-pound.
I mean, he looks like...
From Vienna, Virginia.
He looks like he could probably do another fight after this one, man. Spirits are high for Giacomo Dredge.
He just gave Calvin a fist bump there. Yeah. He's all in good spirits. I think he could do 2 more if he wanted to.
Yeah, I mean,
he looked great. The endurance was perfect.
No, he's already sticking the hand up. I think he knows.
Here's the decision. And there you have it. It's official. Giacomo Dredge beats Ben Vidonic for the 155-pound champ in 2026.
I mean, you're seeing Dredge maybe a little cocky, but you know what they say about being cocky is if you back it up, it doesn't matter. And he absolutely backed it up in that fight there, staying strong, landing some great hits on Vidonic, really utilizing those body shots to tire out his opponent, and ended up paying off for him. So congratulations to Giacomo Dredge, our 155-pound champion on the day. And we got 3 more fights, Austin.
We got 3 more fights, 3 more belts to give out. The next one is going to be the 170-pound championship belt, which
we got 2 of y'all coming up. Y'all want to get corners set up.
2 Clemson guys going at it now. Those last couple, the girls fight, and then the 155-pound fight, all Gamecocks, but this one.
Next up in our 170-pound division, we got 2 Clemson Tigers fight for the belt. I need Luke McCarthy and Avery Billings to the ring, please.
So if you didn't hear the official, Luke McCarthy and Avery Billings headed back to the ring, both winning their respective matches earlier in the first half of the card by unanimous decisions. Luke McCarthy will be in the blue corner, Avery Billings in the red corner. McCarthy, 6'1", 160 pounds from Charleston, South Carolina. He looked really good after round 1 in that first fight against Noah Weber, who's also from Charleston, South Carolina.
No, I agree. Noah Weber, I mean, I had Noah Weber winning that fight for the majority of it, but McCarthy was just able to stay strong and really outpace his opponent, and it ended up paying off for him in the end because Weber just ran out of gas at the end, and McCarthy used that to his advantage and was able to come out victorious. But, I mean, you saw it earlier. You see blood all over that shirt, man. He was taking some brutal hits. So, you know, if Billings is able to use that to his advantage and just pound his opponent, you know, in a different way, then I think that's how he can win this one.
Well, good news for Clemson Tiger fans. You're not going home empty-handed. One of these guys is going to win the 175-pound championship belt Luke McCarthy, Avery Billings. Billings 5'10", 168 from Easley, South Carolina.
Oh.
And a couple jabs there to start it from McCarthy.
And if you're a Gamecock fan, you just want these two dudes to beat the snot out of each other.
Couple jabs from both guys there. McCarthy using that reach from the right hand. McCarthy, the southpaw from Charleston. Orthodox fighter, and Billings from Easley.
We saw this from McCarthy in the first fight. Just kind of let your opponent come to you, see what he's going to throw at you, and then take the opportunity. And you saw him with a great left jab there.
Now he's up against the ropes there. Billings attacking his ribs alongside, but a big left answer from Luke McCarthy. Once again, these guys, like the last couple fights, just feeling each other out, kind of coming out slow, but a couple effective punches there. You just saw another one from McCarthy.
Yeah, great right shot to the face.
There's another one.
Billings.
Billings goes right back at him and hits that body. He's been in McCarthy's midsection most of this first round.
And McCarthy utilizing that jab, just getting some easy shots to the face of Andrew Billings.
Big shot there now against the corner. McCarthy has to push his way out. Under 20 seconds to go here in round one. McCarthy dipping and ducking. He's put up against the wall here. Billings just going at him. Big left shot there from McCarthy. Didn't quite land. End of round one. McCarthy and Billings. I mean, look at McCarthy's shirt. His right shoulder is torn up.
Yeah,
these guys are throwing, man.
Something that McCarthy has done so well just in that round and in his first fight of the day is he is able to take the punches. But then right at the end of that first round, you saw him. He came out of, took probably 4 or 5 hits straight, and then was inches away from landing a big hook to the face of his opponent. So, I mean, he's able to take the heat and set up and wait for the perfect shot. And that really was the difference in his first fight of the day when he was facing off against Noah Weber, was just letting his opponent tire himself out and then striking at the perfect time. So McCarthy, yeah, he looks beat up, but I think that's exactly his strategy. Is just, like I said, let his opponent come to him, show what he has, and then wait for the perfect second and strike.
That's the voice of Calvin DeLude, who did a very great job on the play-by-play for the first half of the card. My name is Austin McConnell. We want to thank you for joining us here on Student Gamecock Television, our first ever broadcast of Gamecock Club Boxing. And who better to do it against than the Palmetto Series in Clemson in South Carolina.
Yeah, exactly. We were talking to the team president before the game. It said it's the 7th year of this tournament, but the first time they've gotten another school to agree to it, and it's awesome that it happens to be the Clemson Tigers.
We expect it to grow even more throughout the next few years, maybe seeing some other South Carolina schools, such as maybe the Citadel or USC Upstate, maybe coming down and stepping into the ring here at Battle Boxing Gym. Guys tied up, still throwing at each other, throwing a lot more than they did in round one already here. Bloody nose from Billings, torn up shirt from McCarthy. This is what boxing is all about.
Yeah, these boys do not care that they're teammates, because right now they're anything but.
They'll sit next to each other on the bus on the way home. But right now, these two do not like each other. McCarthy started as a southpaw, but has thrown both his right and left, acting kind of as a switch hitter. He's not a sound switch hitter, but he's able to use both. He's very lanky, too. Can use that reach, and there he does.
Yeah, we're seeing him switch up his style offensively a little bit in this round, definitely being a bit more in attack mode than he has been in rounds prior.
Looks like McCarthy's taking a shot to the nose as well. He's got a little leakage. Under 30 seconds to go here in the middle frame. Dancing around the center. Ooh, Billings takes a shot from McCarthy, gives it right back. Takes another one there, couple from McCarthy. McCarthy with a nice uppercut against the ropes there. But Billings is not backing down. At the end of 2 rounds. This one's close to call, Gavin.
Yeah, something you said during that round was really stuck out to me. Luke McCarthy using his reach and his length in his arms, especially when he is getting pressed up against the ropes there. A few times, he's been the one on the ropes, but he's landing the punches, and that's really been I think, the biggest takeaway from his style today. Like I've been saying, he's able to take the punches and wait for the perfect opportunity, but he definitely switched it up a little bit in that round, a bit more on attack mode. I think he knows that it's going to come down to this final round, but I think a big step up for him. It's going to be a lot closer than it would have been if the fight stayed the same as it looked in round 1.
I think the first 30 seconds of this round is going to be haymaker after haymaker. Who's going to tire who out first?
It kind of what we've seen through all the 170-pound fights today is that third round starting off really hot and then slowing down, but then in those final 30 seconds, you're just seeing these boys use every ounce of gas they have left.
Quick hug in the ring, teammates showing appreciation, and then here we go. Round 3 underway. Belt on the line. McCarthy taking a few punches there from Billings. He's up against the ropes, but he backs himself out of it again and starts throwing on the offense. Now he's got Billings backing up into the corner. Yeah,
Billings is throwing quantity over quantity, but McCarthy is looking for those good quality shots, and he's definitely landed a few in this round already.
Bloody nose once more from Billings, just keeps coming out. McCarthy dancing around the ring. Now he's up against the wall and has to back out. Now goes to the ropes in the blue corner. Time called. They'll restrap the left-hand glove for McCarthy. They'll touch gloves, and now they'll go back at it. Tied up for a brief moment. Now McCarthy's got the advantage here as he stands in the center of the ring. Gets back down by Billings into the corner. Some good defense.
That's a great left-hand jab from Billings.
Just missed. McCarthy kind of tucks himself into the red corner now. Using that left hand, the southpaw of McCarthy trying to stay alive here in round 3. Couple quick jabs. Final 30 seconds to go here in the 170-pound championship,
Yeah, and Andrew Billings knows it. He came, as soon as he heard that 30-second warning, he came in hot.
You can always feel when there's that 30-second buzzer goes off, you can feel the energy pick up just a little bit more. Digging down deep, seeing what you have left. Tied up for a brief moment. Billings just kind of throwing whatever he can at McCarthy. McCarthy trying to play some defense, got a couple good jabs in there. And that'll do it. We will go to decision and a round of applause from the packed-out Battle Boxing Gym here in Columbia, South Carolina.
It really is going to be a difficult decision. That was a very even matchup.
I don't know if I can call that.
Yeah, both of these guys put on a heck of a fight. It's going to be hard. Whatever the decision is, I'd be content with, as a spectator. But I mean, I do want to give credit to Luke McCarthy because he got beat up in both of those fights, but just stayed patient and strong and stood his ground. And I mean, he's has a very real chance to win the 170-pound championship. But you see, I mean, he's beaten and torn and blood and rips all over his shirt. I mean, this guy, he is just resilient. So really, I'm really impressed by what I saw from him today.
And there you go, Luke McCarthy stays in it, takes it on the chin both times, but goes home with the belt for the Clemson Tigers. Absolute battle from McCarthy today. I mean, look at his shirt, look at his face. And you said it earlier, quantity over quality from Billings there for a while.
That's exactly what I was about to say.
There's a bunch of good shots, but McCarthy just had more effective shots, and he landed just a tad bit more. The more significant strikes came from McCarthy, so congrats to him. He's bringing home some hardware for Clemson and their first ever trip down to Columbia for boxing.
But the great thing about that belt, it's got a big old Gamecock logo on the front of it. But yeah, I mean, just what a great fight. Really did earn a lot of respect for both of the fighters, but especially Luke McCarthy. I'm happy for him. Glad that he got that win because he definitely earned it.
Now we're heading into the heavyweights. Only 2 fights left here at Battle Boxing Gym here in Columbia, South Carolina. We're going to have Will Jordan versus Andrew Goad coming up for the 200-pound championship. And then we've got the heavyweight final after that one. That'll be between Ethan Green and Andrew Wilds. Andrew Goad will take over the red corner. Will Jordan will take over the blue. Will Jordan from Vienna, Virginia. Andrew Goad from Charlotte, North Carolina.
I think this has the possibility to be the best fight that we've seen today. Really didn't get to see much of Goad because of how quickly that round got halted because of the injury to Bulmer in the Clemson corner. But really like what I saw from Will Jordan today.
Yes.
So, I mean, I think, we're going to see Goad have a bit more energy because this is his first full fight. But Jordan played
they
great
are
in his.
throwing out of the gate. Goad in the white shirt. Will Jordan in the black top. He kind of looks like you, Calvin. Will Jordan does.
I think that's a compliment. He's got a nice flow back there.
That's how I meant it. He's got a mean right hand, too. I mean, we saw him in that win over DeLude and Hyde, the Clemson heavyweight. And he was just smiling the entire time. He was loving it in there. And he's coming out strong here. We'll see if he gasses out like he did at the end of round 3 in that first match.
Well, not a lot of difference in weight, but Goad has 4 inches on Jordan. And I think he's using that, Jordan using his lack of size to his advantage, staying low and working upwards on Goad and really pushing him into the corner here, as we're seeing that right here.
I know Jordan likes to throw for the head, but if I'm him, I'm going for that body. That's right in your wheelhouse, and that's exactly what he does there with that right hook. Just missed it a little bit, but if I'm attacking the rib cage, that's exactly what I'd envision success if I'm in Will Jordan's corner. Jordan throws another right one. Sorry, Calvin, go.
Jordan just looks like a boxer. I mean, this guy,
Yes, he does.
his form is great.
Got
I
the
mean,
mullet.
he's just a strong, solid, built man with a lot of mass, and he's throwing all that mass into each punch.
30 seconds to go in the opening round. Crowd coming to life here. Will Jordan with a couple combos. Some big punches to the head. Goad gets out of it for a brief moment. Now he's going to throw some right back at Jordan. Jordan with the right hook coming right back at him. Headgear being put to good use here in round 1. Jordan smiling again. He loves this. Backed up against the wall now. He'll come out and meet Goad at the center of the ring. Goad with a quick jab. I think these guys are content heading to the end of round 1, which is exactly where we end up. And the 200-pound championship belt is on the line, and these two both want it.
I don't blame you, but a great finish by Will Jordan. You saw as soon as that 30-second mark hit, I mean, he came in with a great right hook, left hook to the face of Andrew Goad. That was definitely, I think, probably the strongest, most sound hits that we saw in that first round, and it came towards the end. So a really good job by him. Get some momentum his way going into round 2, but I definitely got to give that one to Will Jordan with some confidence. Not to insult Andrew Goad, who's standing about 2 feet away from me.
I wouldn't insult either of these guys because I'm
they
not a
would
boxer.
both beat the snot out of me, yeah. Like pretty
I'd go home
easily.
with a few broken ribs, that's for sure.
I'd be happy if I went home with just broken ribs, honestly. Oh, man, but no, yeah, a really good first round from Will Jordan. Andrew Goad definitely, like I said, this is his first full fight on the day. And, we'll see how he's able to adjust after getting 1 round under his belt.
It'll be interesting to see if this goes to round 3, how he's going to hold up, because we haven't seen that yet. And I think that's more of a advantage for Goad over Will Jordan. Jordan already went to battle for 3 rounds earlier. Goad only had about a round and a half. So if we go to 3 rounds here, which it looks like we will, because both these guys are taking it on the chin, it could get very interesting, and I think Goad could wear out Will Jordan.
Yeah, and that fight against DeLude and Hyde with Will Jordan earlier in the day, I mean, that was a good quality fight where it really could have gone either way. But Will Jordan definitely just staying strong. So a big difference in these 2 fighters, and we'll see how that plays out in the rest of this round going into the 3rd.
Will Jordan once again in the red trunks. Andrew Goad in the black. Couple shots there about midway through this round. Goad appears to be a little less dancey, less fidgety. He's kind of just standing in the center of the ring, circling like a shark around Will Jordan.
Well, he's got to do better at planting his feet because Will Jordan was just tossing him around like a plush doll. I don't know. I was trying to think of something, but yeah.
Good shot to the ribs there from Jordan. Now a couple more to the head. Andrew Goad backs him away. Jordan watching.
This guy's
evades that one and then throws the left.
I mean, this guy, Will Jordan, is a maniac. He has a huge grin on his face.
He loves this. 30 seconds to go here in this middle frame. Looking for that left uppercut. Throws the right hook. Andrew Goad has gotten a couple shots in there as well. A little more split here in round 2 as we come up on the final 15 seconds of the middle frame. And you can see Will Jordan starting to gas out just a little bit. His punches don't have the intensity they had from that first fight.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you there, Austin. Definitely seeing fatigue start to settle in for both these guys.
Round 2 comes to a close. Andrew Goad versus Will Jordan for the 200-pound championship belt.
I mean, from what I've seen, advantage Will Jordan, but we are definitely starting to see him really start to tire out. And if Andrew Goad can use that to his advantage, with this being his first full fight, as we've been saying, then if able to just out-tire his opponent, then we'll see if that can make this a closer decision, because right now I think it's definitely a heavy advantage towards Will Jordan.
Yeah, I think I had Will Jordan easily in round 1. I think Andrew Goad had a lot better quality of punches there in round 2.
I agree. Goad took a big step up from round 1 to round 2, but I think that Will Jordan just still kind of has the advantage above him. But we'll see if he's able to take another big step up going into round 3, and I think that's gonna be what he needs to do if he wants to come out of this victorious.
And we don't have a live stat counter in front of us. We just have the sheets in the rosters, but I'm sure the significant strikes for Will Jordan are a lot higher than Andrew Goad, as Goad kind of gave him a quick shot there. Jordan didn't like it at the beginning of that round. He's going to go right back at him.
Yeah, gave him a little smirk after that quick left jab, and Jordan responded with a few good hooks of his own.
Goad trying to set the tone. Jordan dancing around. Right hook there, doesn't quite land. That was a good block from Goad. Now taking their time, setting each other up. Will Jordan's had a lot of good shots to the body. I talked about that in round 1, how he has to attack the midsection of Andrew Goad, and he's done just that specifically in the last round and a couple times already here at the beginning of round 3. We're going to tie up. Sorry, go ahead.
You're utilizing the body shots, but now you're starting to see him go more towards the head here as we head into the final minutes of round 3.
Goad with 4 inches of height advantage over Will Jordan, kind of coming from the top. Will Jordan's thrown more hooks and uppercuts. Center of the ring, we got about a minute to go in this 200-pound championship bout. Jordan definitely a little tired, but still throwing pretty aggressively here. Goad backing up a little bit as well. They both look tired.
Ooh, that's a great right hook from Will Jordan, now getting him up against the ropes.
Goad's going to take his time here. 30 seconds to go.
Here we go. We're really going to start to see him turn it up
here. The 200-pound championship bout. Who's got what it takes to throw whatever they have left? Goad throwing a couple, landing a couple at the head.
They're definitely throwing them.
Will Jordan trying to go back at him. A couple blocks there from Goad. Coming up on about 10 seconds to go. Stand at the middle of the ring and throw. Jordan dances around, takes a couple from Goad, throws and misses. Goad with a couple more. We'll see if it's enough. It's going to be close. But in my opinion, I think Mr. Will Jordan might be going home with the belt this time.
I absolutely agree with you, Austin. I'm curious to see how it would have differed if we had 2 or even 3 more rounds to go. But with,
I could have watched that all day.
that 30-second mark rang, and you saw them both just throwing, I think, pretty much everything they had left, because the last 20 seconds of that fight was just kind of a lot of blocking and not much consistent action.
Will Jordan, the 6', 193-pounder from Vienna, Virginia, takes it home over his Gamecock companion of Andrew Goad. And that'll set us up for the penultimate battle of the night. Ethan Green taking on Andrew Wilds.
Heavyweight championship, baby. Get excited.
So if you like the 200-pounder, get ready for this one. This is going to be exciting.
Yeah, and Ethan Green is a big man. I was really impressed with what I saw from him in the first heavyweight match. One thing that he does struggle with, though, is staying on his feet. He definitely slipped and fell a few times. So if Andrew Wilds, in his first fight of the day, is able to take advantage of that, then that might be the difference in this match.
Ethan Green has the blue gloves on. Andrew Wilds with the all-black fit but the silver gloves.
Repping the Scarface shirt, too,
I
man.
love it.
Love it.
Wilds has the silver gloves, but he's going for the golden belt here in the heavyweight championship. Ethan Green took care of, and I'm going to hope I say this correctly, Imenike Obi.
Yeah, Imenike Obi, yeah. I mean, Ethan Green just came out swinging and never stopped. That fight was a lot of fun to watch, but I think probably the most lopsided fight we saw on the day.
Absolutely. And we'll see. Ethan Green, like we said, had that fight earlier. Went a full 3 rounds, won by split decision. This is Andrew Wild's first fight of the day. So we'll see if that plays in advantage of Wild again.
You know, it's been a lot of sitting around, but when I ran up at intermission to go use the restroom, you saw Wilds in the gym training, so getting ready for it. So he's definitely warm, but Ethan Green.
Some big shots from Wilds. Some more on Green. And now these boys are going at it here in the heavyweight championship. What a perfect way to end it.
Ooh.
The 2026 Battle Boxing Gym Arena for Gamecock Club Boxing. Green, Wilds. Green with a couple shots there. Wilds up against the ropes. Take a couple shots, but he's laughing it off.
And that's what Ethan Green does so well,
nice
man.
jab.
He just goes right at you, getting you up against the ropes, and just keeps on swinging until he's told to stop.
And Wilds hasn't thrown too much yet, but when he's thrown, it's been very aggressive. Had a couple combos there. Green holds him up. They'll be separated. Under a minute to go here in round 1.
Come on, come forward. It's tired. Come on.
The block there from Green. Wilds is making sure he's ready for him.
And you can hear Wild's coach calling out that he's tired, and that is something we saw Ethan Green take a big step down in terms of his energy and his spark as the fight went on. So definitely utilizing a lot of his energy at the start, but it fades away pretty quickly.
30 seconds to go here in round number 1. Heavyweight championship on the line. Green staying calm. Wild setting up his shot. Here they come right at us.
Yeah, kind of the first time that's happened today, but this is not the fight you want that to happen.
Got a lot of expensive equipment here on this table. Wilds was put up against the ropes there, but fought himself out of there. End of round 1. Green in the blue corner, Wilds in the red. Who would you give that one to?
Oh, I think you got to give it to Ethan Green in that round. I mean, he just came out swinging and really did a good job at landing some quality hits on Wilds. But I also think we saw maybe a smidge of what Wilds is capable of. Really didn't show a lot in that first round, but I think that's his strategy. Let Ethan Green tire himself out and then really start to crank it up, so by the time the third round comes, it's all Andrew Wild. So I think that's his strategy with this one, especially from what we saw in that first fight where Green kind of tired himself out after that first round. And, I expect Wilds to really start to be landing some more punches and taking some more shots.
Round 2 set to get underway here in just a few brief moments. Coaches in their corners talking each other up. Once again, 2 Gamecock guys going at it for the heavyweight championship in our final fight here on SGTV's coverage of Gamecock Club Boxing.
Man, has it been one of my favorite coverages to do here with SGTV. This has been just a great time. Really appreciative that Gamecock Club Boxing reached out to us to help us with it.
Couple big shots there from Green on Wilds. And he is setting the tone here early. Just missed that right hook, but he goes right back at him. Wilds has been on the ropes a lot here so far in this fight. Wilds fighting back. And he's laughing it off with Green as he threw a big uppercut there. Green's not having it, though. He puts him in the corner. Headgear fix for Wilds.
Not a lot of foot movement from Ethan Green, just kind of staying still, letting Wilds attack him. But the moment he shows any intention of attacking, Green responds with a hit of his own.
Wilds, a very powerful punch. But Green has done a good job of keeping his distance and not letting Wilds make any big connections. And then he goes right back at him just like that and hits a combo on him. Throws another right hook there. Once again, Wilds is up on the ropes.
Yeah, I mean, he's tossing him around the ring right now. Really not. Andrew Wilds, like I said, I expected him to kind of turn up the heat, but haven't really been seeing that yet. And anything Wilds has done, Green has responded with a hit 10 times harder.
Wilds ties him up, heads to the back. of the ring and then goes at Ethan Green. Wild's corner once again, telling him that Ethan Green is tired. Good uppercut there. Big right hook from Green.
You know, and something about Green, I mean, his movement isn't graceful, but it's strategic. He's able to duck and weave at the right moments and move just enough to avoid these big hits.
Oof. Yeah, like you said, he's not moving a lot, but he's moving when he needs to, and very effectively. Under 20 seconds to go here in round number 2. Wild's throwing at him. Green avoiding. A big shot there at the end of the round.
Yeah, that's a great way to end the round if you're Ethan Green. I mean, we're hearing the coaches calling the corner. He's tired, but he is not showing it really as much as he did in that first fight. You know, going into the 3rd round, I don't know how much gas he has left in the tank, but he's doing a good job at not showing how exhausted he actually is.
Well, so that's what I was going to ask you, Calvin, is Ethan Green, by my math, is probably up 2-0 right now. He's probably got the rounds in his favor. What does Wilds need to do to kind of flip that script here in round 3?
I mean, if you want my honest-to-God answer, I think the only way Wilds can do it is to knock him out. Yeah. I think the only thing – I mean, we haven't seen much from Wilds.
And Ethan Green does not get knocked out. So.
It would be a pretty big fall.
Yeah.
Ethan Green, you know, a big guy. But I think Wilds is really – I mean, he's going to have to knock him out if he wants to win this fight. So, you know, Wilds hasn't cranked up the heat yet, but I really expect him to go all the way up, you know, to the max in this final round if he wants to win this one.
So here we go, round 3, final round of the day, the heavyweight championship between Andrew Wilds and Ethan Green, and these boys are not tired. They are throwing at each other to start this penultimate round. Ooh, big right hook there, Ethan Green attacking him. Another big right hook there, Wilds in the corner, he's in some trouble. He's trying to fall into him and push him off. He'll eventually get back to the center of the ring, tie him up, and then they'll be separated. Heads right back to the corner. Wilds throws a quick jab, trying to keep him at bay. Ooh. Green tried to avoid that one, but Wilds put it right where he was going. Green answers back with the left hook. There's another right hand over the top from Green. Tied up in the blue corner. Wilds gets away. Kind of ducking into Green. Coming up on 1 minute to go here in this final round.
See Wilds just trying to get some body shots in there, tire out his opponent.
Get some significant strikes under his belt. Ethan Green doing a good job defending himself in the red corner. Now starting to show a little fatigue. They're going to get separated here from the red corner.
Yeah, that's what you got to do if you're Ethan Green right now. Just stand tall, stay strong, get out of this round, and come home victorious.
Right back to the red corner they go. Wilds continuing to throw at him. Officials telling Ethan Green to fight back. He does exactly that with 30 seconds to go in the round.
That's what you got to do if you're Ethan Green. Just stay up. Don't get knocked over. He's taking the hits right now. Anytime Wilds has any momentum.
Didn't mean to cut you off, Calvin, there, but that was a massive right hook from Ethan Green. There's a massive left hook from Andrew Wilds. And this is a heavyweight bout if I've ever seen one. Final 10 seconds to go here on the day. Ethan Green.
Yeah, you can see he's tired, but.
And that's going to do it. A great day of boxing comes down to a final decision. But once again, I believe Ethan Green's going to be taking home the final belt of the day.
That was one of the most impressive performances I've seen today. He was exhausted by the end of his last fight and you know, didn't really get as long of a break as some of our earlier fighters. Yeah, I mean, he's exhausted, but he was able to just use every bit of energy he has left, man. I don't know if he could hop into another fight right now, but he doesn't have to because that was just what a way to finish for him, and I'd be shocked if he doesn't come away with this belt right here.
I don't know if I have the endurance to do one fight. I mean, these guys were throwing hard today in a hot gym. It's a hot day.
Yeah, emphasis on the hot, man.
Yeah. So as the official waits for Andrew Wilds to wrap up, here's the final decision. And so there it is. It's official. Ethan Green will win the heavyweight championship belt. And that's going to do it for the second half of the card here today. A great, entertaining day, to say the least, Calvin. Absolutely beautiful event put on by Gamecock Club Boxing. We want to thank Clemson Club Boxing for making the trip out here and putting themselves in the ring as well.
Yeah.
Packed crowd here today. Calvin, what was your favorite part?
I mean, I'm really appreciative, like you said, for Clemson boxing able to come out and do this. I'm hoping that this becomes a yearly thing because this was just such a great event. But I mean, my favorite part of the day was really just getting to see a lot of high quality fights. You know, we really didn't see a lot of lopsided affairs. Like every round, I wasn't 100% certain who was going to win. Maybe except for that last one right there. Ethan Green just came out and pummeled Wilds, and that's no disrespect to Wilds, but
Absolutely.
it's just a compliment to how talented Ethan Green is. But I mean, a huge congratulations to all our winners: Giacomo Dredge, we got Luke McCarthy, Will Jordan, and then finally Ethan Green. So I mean,
And Melanie Acevedo.
Oh, and Melanie
in the women's
Acevedo as well for the women's.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining day here at Battle Boxing Gym here in Columbia, South Carolina. Alongside Calvin DeLude, my name is Austin McConnell. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. We want to thank you for all the support from our staff here at SGTV.
Yeah, I mean, a great crew with us today. Seriously, couldn't appreciate all of them enough. Whether it's Gavin getting here early and heading out, even though he's got to go to Clemson for his brother's birthday, or Pflugi coming in, Jose on tech, Haley wasn't even supposed to be here, but she's helping out, Jeffery Vazquez, Lean Mean Tech Machine, and yeah, man, been great. Really appreciative for the whole crew.
And that's going to do it for SGTV's first ever boxing live stream here
Hopefully
at Battle
not the
Boxing
last.
Gym. Hopefully not the last as well. Once again, we want to thank you guys for tuning in today. My name is Austin McConnell alongside Calvin DeLude. We will see you next time here on Student Gamecock Television.